Welcome to the Knowledge Trap with Brother Z. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I got my co-host on. What up, Moo?
What's good with you, bro?
I'm chilling, man. Today we're going to discuss the harsh truths of life. The harsh truths of life. Things that people don't want to accept. It would behoove men to definitely accept these realities because they go for everybody, but men don't have the luxury of living in a fantasy utopia. We don't have as many safety nets. We got to deal with hardcore reality. So we came up with a little list, and I'm going to go ahead and read this list. The first thing is most things are out of our control. You can walk outside, a tree can fall on you, you can get hit by a car, you can't control a drunk driver, one traumatic injury, a chronic medical condition. It can bring the strongest man down to his knees. You'll be bedridden tonight. So as much as we like to think that we got control over everything and positive thinking, the truth is most things we really don't have control over. We can just control how we react to it.
And I think that's a part of um having maturity, whichever way you want to say it. But once you grow up, you know what I'm saying? Because as a younger person, you're not thinking about that type of shit. To be real with you, you out there just living. You feel me?
Mm,
Not giving two fucks, thinking you unstoppable, bitch. I'm Superman out here, nigga. Ain't nobody gonna touch me. Nothing's gonna happen to me. Anything. But as you get older, you start to realize, boy, hey, boy, this shit could my everyday routine could be gone in an instant. Age also shows you that people don't. This shit ain't forever. You start to lose friends, family, and all that, and you realize this shit on this earth is not forever. So
right.
age brings that wisdom to have you like, okay, you know what? I got to take this seriously because anything can happen to me or someone I love. So I should walk a little bit more lightly than I have been.
Right. And me being an EMT so long, I definitely seen people become debilitated overnight, bedridden, all of that type of stuff. The next the next truth is that no one knows what happens when you die. No one knows, no matter how sure they are, what they tell you. Yeah, we could go to heaven, we could go to hell, we
I
could get rid
mean,
of it.
it's
All
people who seen though, but it's people who are counted saying they seen God or they seen the devil. They went to hell, got a glimpse of hell, or got a glimpse of heaven. We don't
and
know if none of that is really true or not, but you
yeah,
know what
and
I'm saying?
it could have been true, or it could have just been, their brain was still working a little bit, just like a dream.
Yeah.
Um, no one cares about your problems like you think they do. Very few people, let me say that. Actually, you tell a lot of people and they might even empathize, but nobody really losing sleep over your problems like that. No one cares about your problems, your trauma, your drama, nowhere near as much as you do. Maybe your mama a little bit, but that's pretty much it.
That's true. That's definitely true. But I think that more so goes for males than
Hmm.
females. I know the same could be definitely said for women, of course, but I feel like with just the male aspect of it, like how society kind of looks at males, is like, hey man, suck that shit up.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no pity for you out here. You
And
gotta get it from the ground, nigga.
and it is
Feel me?
it's people who, they thrive off of hearing other people drama and trauma. That make them feel a little better, give them a thrill for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Our next truth is that most talents, great ideas, thoughts, they go to the grave with the person who owned them due to fear, laziness, ignorance, or just inopportune situations. Most people not going to be remembered, but they do have extraordinary abilities.
No, that's definitely true. I mean, even I think we've done thought of stuff like that before. Like sometimes you feel like your talent is being wasted. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah, and you
And
need
that
to.
don't hit. Sometimes that hit people different at different times, at different stages in life. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Right,
everybody should at least try to find something. You know what I'm saying? To drive them, to push them, to keep going. Because once you really settle out here, that's when I think more wicked shit and all that start coming your way. The vibrations start lower vibrations start coming your way. You feel me? When you don't
right,
really got that drive, you kind of lazy, don't really want to do shit, don't want to work, don't want to go out, don't want to socialize, don't want to, you know what I'm saying, have any hobbies or anything like that. Like that shit'll drain you.
right. Most talents, most abilities, they go to the grave with the people. That's just the way it is. And even when you do utilize this, that goes to the next truth that most people are not remembered. You know, for
Yeah,
Dr. King, 1,000 other people who are very important, for whoever. But most people just not going to be remembered. That's a harsh reality. Even when you do great things, you're not going to be remembered like that. That's the vast majority of us. But that doesn't really measure your greatness. That's not always good to be too caught up on like fame and notoriety like that.
yeah, I would say the number really doesn't matter because long as someone remembers you, because you might not have a greater impact like Martin Luther King, but you could have had a great impact on one person that
Mhm.
developed into a Martin Luther King or something close to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Real shit.
you know what I'm
Uh,
saying?
most people. The next one is most people almost never tell you the complete truth of what they thinking. You know, and a lot of time that's good reason for what. There's usually a big gap between verbal actions and mental.
Yeah,
I mean, when you tell everybody that that they breath stink or you think they this or they lazy or they creep, you know what I'm saying? There's
yeah,
always pieces left out to what people thinking. So that's why you got to be able to gauge yourself. That's just reality.
that is. But I mean, society got us like that too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, social media has really opened the door for people to open up them inner thoughts because now
Right,
they got somewhere to hide. You feel me? Whereas you
right,
can't just say that shit in somebody's face because you already you don't know what's gonna happen. Whereas shit behind a screen like this, it's like nigga, you can't find me. You don't know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I can say whatever the fuck I want to say.
right. I mean, just with me managing this stuff too, it's like people don't want to hear a lot of stuff, the criticism, all of that type of
I
stuff, because they
mean,
feel
that's
easy. So it's like, why tell people? Sometimes
yeah,
that's
that's true too. But some people need to hear it because there are a few people that yeah they don't deserve it. Like you really speaking the truth like that. But if you can reach the few that can change, use that shit and change for the better, it's like man, you impacting people. You get what I'm saying?
right, right. The next truth is most people don't want you to do better than them. They don't mind you doing good, but when you get to doing better than them, and it just don't go for the people on your level or below you, is also some people above you. Trust me, I've been in those situations at least 3 times with the people above me trying to stifle me. Because it's like this: if you their best worker, you think they really just want to send you on and start your business and help you do that, or do they under their wing? So
Of
that's why.
course. Shit, I was just watching this thing with a lawyer who was bringing in so much money to this big company that she worked for. And she eventually told them, she wanted to leave. So their first thought in their head is that, okay, she's leaving trying to go to another bigger company or some shit. But she's like, no, I want to do my own little paralegal solo.
Mhm.
And the minute she said that shit like that, they just instantly was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Da-da-da-da. The moment she started walking out the door, they start calling all the people like she brought in and shit. So
Mhm.
she couldn't use them for her
Wow.
own shit. Because that's what a lot of people were telling her, like, look, you brought in so much big clientele that only like you. You feel me? Why don't you just do your own thing? But yet they took advantage of that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. That's a real scenario. And I'm telling you, it happens more than you think. That's why you got to be out to get yours because people will stifle you. The next truth is that you're not the most important person in a vast majority of people lives. You know, some people be like, "Oh, they didn't hit me back," or it's like people got shit going on, and it's just a lot of people don't get that. It's like not only you're not the most important, you're probably not even in the top what 10.
No, it's true. And I don't know, some people like to come back around late and then figure like they
Supposed
can
to slide
just
right.
be, you know what
They
I'm saying, slide right back in the spot number 2 or 1. And it's like, no, it ain't like that no more. Like, what the hell were you thinking even trying to attempt some shit like that? Like, people move on. Some people don't know how to move on from shit either. You know what
mm,
I'm saying? So,
all right. Let me be careful with this one because But the next one is in the societies, developed societies, money does play a role in happiness. It plays a role. It's not the end all be all. And I'm not saying just be greedy and go exploit people, but you can be valuable to society and get your earnings in a positive way. But money does play a role because you won't have all of that financial stress and you'll have access. And with money, you have more time if you have money. So I do think it plays a role in happiness.
I mean, I believe it does, but it's all in how you manage it. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? If you don't manage your money well, then I don't think you're gonna live a happy life. I mean, put it plain and simple like that. I mean, it's some people. The world we living in now, though. Let's just be real. The world we living in now, this shit so wicked and shit. Dog. A lot of people be doing some shit and still, I guess it will appear that they're living a good life, and we know they're doing fucked up shit. But it's like, who really knows the inner life that they're living? They could be suffering like a motherfucker, but they just got the glam and the glitz to show that, oh, it's no problems over here. But
right,
to me personally, I feel like it's all in how you manage yourself with money
right,
and
right.
wealth.
About being rich, like I said, it's about having access and enough to do what you need to do and to have a little bit of freedom. But yeah, some people put on and you never know how they're feeling on the inside. The next one is people only treat you how you to the extent that you allow them to treat you that way. I mean, I complain about how people treat me sometimes too, but usually I nip it in the bud because people can initially treat you one way, but if you check it, if you nip it in the bud, if you let them know or you remove yourself from those people, then it's like people can only treat you a certain way for a certain amount of time if you allow it.
No, I totally agree. I mean, if you don't, I think you should nip it in the butt. You know what I'm saying? Right off, right off the situation. But sometimes some people, man, that shit don't work. But because then that shit becomes something even bigger than what it really should be. So you just gotta know how to read it, read situations and shit. Which I'm still learning with that sometimes. I be fucking shit up, you know what I'm saying? But like with age comes wisdom. So
Right. The next truth is that if you're too nice, you will surely be exploited. If you're too nice, you're gonna get exploited by eventually. Not by everybody, but somebody's gonna exploit you if you're too nice. That's a fact. Because there's all different types of people out here. So eventually, when you run across a user and abuser, if you're too nice, you will get exploited. So you can be nice, but you kind of gauge people and protect yourself.
yeah, and that's where the saying goes: "Don't take my kindness for weakness." You
Right.
get what I'm saying? Because some people will think that you coming off being all nice, doing all this. He's always, anytime I need something, he's always doing it. They start trying to take advantage of you, but they don't understand that you doing this just out of the kindness of your heart. That don't mean you just a pushover. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? They just
right.
gotta respect it. That's all. A lot of people just gotta respect that shit.
Right. Next, we got smart work is always better than hard work. Now, this one I totally agree as I'm getting older. You can work 1,000 hours a week, still be broke. But when you have certain information and connections and you know how to maneuver around the system, that's when you start coming up, you know. So I do think smart work is always better than hard work. Now I do both, but
I'm
just
trying to explain this shit to this young nigga that just came on, that I'm trying to show the ropes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because he part of my crew, and Man, it's hard. Like he just like he kind of somewhat is a hard worker, but he not a smart worker. And I'm trying to explain to him that, man, if you see how I move and operate, I try to work smarter than harder. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you still got to have some type of drive, like what we talking about earlier. You can't just slouch. You got to be on it. You feel me? But there's a smart way to not exert yourself too much. You know what I'm saying? Mentally and physically.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And as we get more mature, you start learning that. At least you should. The next one, looks and presentation matter. Uh, People are always going to be more attracted to the better versions of yourself. You get what I'm saying? Like if you playing that game, looks and presentation does matter. If you the same person, people gonna like you more as opposed to you sloppy, out of shape, dirty, as opposed to you clean, fit, presentable, dressed well. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, like me for me, oh, all of that. But it's like you don't have to be overly superficial, but it will behoove you to look presentable, to be clean, to be fit.
And
People,
that's something we don't talked about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that personally gets you far in society, the way you carry yourself. I'm not saying you can't have your own personality, which you should. You don't want to be a robot out here, you know what I'm saying? Or that cookie cutter shit that, everybody be trying to copy and all that. Like, you should have some style, your own presence and all that, you know what I'm saying?
mm, right, most definitely. Um, the next harsh truth is all people are not equal. As in reference to the situations we born in, our parents, we already know that some people born with money, some people born with idiot parents, some people born they look a certain way, some people born they look really good, some people born with a certain skin tone that's looked down upon by certain people. I mean, at the end of the day, your mindset can always get you to elevate, and you're going to have some advantages, and they might outweigh the perceived disadvantages. But everybody not born into this world equally, on an equal playing field, should I say?
No, that's definitely true. Like, and you said it all really. Like, we all born differently, so and we're born into different situations, and some people outcomes are different, some people outcomes are the same. I mean, it's a lot of you hear a lot of stories of people coming from the hood and all that and shit and actually doing something with themselves, but it's a lot of people who actually tried to do something with themselves and it didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear those shits getting glorified of the person really trying hard and just not succeeding and all that. So
Right. Oh, that's real. Um, Even with me, I done battled with so many different systems. I ain't gonna get into it now, but some of it is just I don't know. I was like, these people, it can't be because I'm black. But so many things, and I done got bucked out of so many situations. It's just like the next truth is romantic love is a social construct. For the longest, people didn't really match. Yeah, there's attachment, there's bonding, there's infatuation, there's chemicals that go off in the brain. But the idea of romantic love, we don't know how far social constructs they run deep. You know what I'm saying? So the way we view love and relationships, that's actually a social construct.
no, that's definitely true. And I feel like now they weaponize that shit with different little outlets and stuff. So people don't really know what the fuck they falling into or falling out of. You get what I'm saying?
You have a little feeling, and then you falling into marriage, which is okay. I'm not against marriage totally, but you better know that's a business. Because
No, that's real. That's
judge
real.
about romantic love one time in court, not one time. So there's no such thing as conditional love when it comes to romantic love. There's no such thing. Not unconditional love and romantic love.
No, that's true. I believe that. I- Yeah, yeah, I can believe that.
I mean, somebody can do something to make me stop loving them. I mean,
Yeah.
I work with you, but I do believe there's a breaking point for anybody. I don't believe the next one. I don't believe that there's any no such thing as a soulmate. I do think there's people who are highly compatible, and there's probably out of the billions of
You
people.
don't have a lot of people hating you, boy.
I mean,
No, I'm just playing with you, like, cause I don't. I would say when I was younger, much younger, like teenager, I used to think like that. Like, yeah, there's probably somebody out there for you, or maybe more than one person. You feel me? Multiple soulmates. You feel me? But now, like in the age I'm at now, like, nah, I don't believe that.
I
I
mean,
think you just,
one person created for you. I think there's probably a certain amount of number of people that you would be highly compatible with, and they might even
yeah,
be the
that
person.
and that's what it more so is. It's just you're gonna be more compatible. It's just the rate of compatibility with a person, and what you're willing to tolerate with a person as well.
Hmm. Yeah,
Because there might be a lot of things you like about this person, but it's just some things they do that you just can't tolerate. Like that just ain't. You feel me? You kill the vibe.
right. The last harsh truth of life is that many adults, especially men, I'm pointing out, are scared of the boogeyman. You know, they scared to speak up about stuff because they gonna get fired. They scared to do this because of the backlash. They scared, you know. And I ain't saying nothing can happen, but realistically, man, I done been around a long time. No other group of people, and I ain't even gonna point anybody. Nobody really impressed me that much. I know there's some really smart people and there's some people doing this and that, but me like dealing in reality and going around people, I haven't seen. You get what
But
I'm
you
saying?
don't think I'm gonna be real with you? You don't think that's like been systematically melted into people's brain over the generations, dog? It just
Yes.
that's how they keep these people, especially males, docile, bitch. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? Or
Like
all us will be out here trying to really treat you. You get what I'm saying? Like I
it's
think
fear,
they systematically put that in so to just keep us more docile, so we don't do try to
right?
achieve more and do anything like that.
Controlled by fear. You know, going to jail, them taking everything, the feds getting on you, whatever happening, losing in your job. So they over this time they done created all of this fear in us, and now people literally scared to stand up for their rights. They're scared to speak out. They're scared to do anything. But it's almost like, yeah, it's a slight chance something can happen, but I feel like we scared of the boogeyman. It's like really not even that deep. But that is what it is.
But I like that analogy because the boogeyman is really like something that is not there. You know what I'm saying? But we're using it to stop us from really speaking up for ourselves.
Right, right. And there's so many harsh truths of life, but it's just a little list we went through, you know.
Yeah.
Um, it'll be like I said, it'll behoove any man to just it's tough sometimes to deal with female nature, realize your own nature, or just anything on this list, but it behooves you to really deal in reality. Because, like I say, we don't have all the safety nets that other groups and women have. So protect yourself and deal in hardcore reality.
Mm. No, that's real. I
Yeah.
love it.
Appreciate you coming on as usual, Moo Man. The Knowledge Trap. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We all out here elevating together, my boy. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, bro. Peace.
All right, later.